A war hero was threatened in a parking lot, and his calm reaction turned the tables completely. In a bustling parking lot, where the chaos of everyday life unfolds, an unexpected confrontation ignites a powerful reminder of courage and resilience. Imagine this: a decorated war veteran who has faced the unimaginable on distant battlefields steps out of his vehicle, only to be met with a barrage of threats from a group of aggressive individuals. These bullies, emboldened by their numbers and the anonymity of the asphalt jungle, see not a hero but a target. Their jeers echo in the air, a chilling soundtrack to a moment that could easily spiral into violence. But what happens next is not a tale of brute force or rage. Instead, it is a masterclass in composure and unexpected justice. As tension fills the air, you might find yourself wondering, how does a man, shaped by the horrors of war and trained in the art of survival, respond when faced with such cowardice? What thoughts race through his mind in that split second when his past collides with the present? This is not just a story of conflict. It's a profound exploration of the strength that lies within calmness and the wisdom that often comes from experience. In this charged atmosphere, the veteran's reaction becomes a pivotal moment, one that transforms the narrative from one of intimidation to one of empowerment. While the bullies expect fear, they encounter something entirely different: a quiet strength that disarms their bravado and turns the tables in a way they never saw coming. The sheer audacity of their actions is met with an unyielding resolve, reshaping their understanding of who they are up against. But what does this mean for us? In a world where kindness is sometimes overshadowed by aggression, this incident serves as a stark reminder of the hidden battles many fight daily. It urges us to reflect on our own responses to conflict and the power of maintaining composure in the face of adversity. How often do we let fear dictate our actions? How often do we allow ourselves to be bullied, whether physically or emotionally, when we have the power to stand firm? If you're moved by stories of courage and resilience, make sure to comment on where you're tuning in from. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that button now. Your support is crucial in helping us share more inspiring stories like this one. As we delve deeper into the events of that fateful day, we'll uncover the layers of this remarkable encounter. What led to this moment, the dynamics of the confrontation, and ultimately, how one man's calm demeanor became a beacon of hope and strength. Join us as we explore this powerful narrative, where the stakes are high, but the spirit of resilience shines brighter. As we continue to unravel the events that transpired in that parking lot, it is essential to understand the background of the individuals involved. Our protagonist, the war hero, is more than just a veteran. He is a father, a friend, and a community member who has dedicated his life to serving others. His experiences in combat have shaped not only his understanding of conflict, but also his approach to life. Each step he takes is imbued with the lessons learned in the crucible of war. Lessons of strategy, patience, and the importance of preserving life, both his own and that of others. On that day, as he stepped out of his vehicle, the sun glinting off the windshield, he carried with him the weight of his past, a past filled with harrowing memories, but also with moments of camaraderie and hope. He had served in a conflict zone where every decision could mean the difference between life and death, and where the true measure of a person was revealed in the face of adversity. His demeanor, calm yet alert, reflected years of training. He understood that in a world filled with chaos, it was often the quiet ones who held the greatest strength. In stark contrast, the group that confronted him was a representation of raw aggression and misguided bravado. Composed of young adults, they thrived on the thrill of intimidation, seeking to bolster their own self-worth through bullying. They were unaware of the complexities of the world outside their immediate experiences, where strength often comes not from confrontation, but from understanding and compassion. As they approached, their bravado was fueled by a sense of invincibility, a false sense of power that often accompanies groups who feel they can act without consequence. In that charged moment, the dynamic between these two groups, the veteran and the bullies, set the stage for a confrontation that would not only challenge the status quo, but also serve as a pivotal lesson in human behavior. The initial barrage of taunts and threats was met with a quiet resolve, as the veteran assessed the situation with the keen eye of someone who had navigated far worse predicaments. He recognized the fear underlying their aggression. They were not as powerful as they pretended to be. It was this understanding that would ultimately allow him to turn the tables. As the taunts continued, the veteran took a deep breath, drawing on the skills he had honed through years of training. He didn't react with anger or fear. Instead, he chose to respond with clarity and composure. "Is this really how you want to spend your day?" he asked, his voice steady and firm, cutting through the haze of the bully's bravado. His words, simple yet profound, hung in the air, a challenge wrapped in a question that forced the aggressors to pause and reconsider their actions. For a moment, the atmosphere shifted. The bullies, who had expected a frightened response, found themselves confronted with a man who embodied calmness and strength. It was a pivotal moment where the balance of power began to shift. They were no longer the hunters. Instead, they were faced with someone who had seen the worst of humanity and still chose to stand firm in the face of adversity. As the confrontation continued, the veteran maintained eye contact, demonstrating that he was not intimidated by their presence. This nonverbal communication was powerful. It conveyed a message that he was not just a victim, but a person of substance who would not back down. The bullies, caught off guard by this unexpected response, began to exchange glances, their confidence waning as they realized that their attempts to intimidate were futile. In that moment, the veteran's calm demeanor served not just as a defense mechanism, but as a teaching tool. He subtly began to dismantle their bravado, questioning their motives and challenging their understanding of strength. "What do you gain from this?" he inquired, his tone not accusatory, but curious. "Does making someone else feel small make you feel bigger?" Each question was a gentle push, aimed not at provoking anger, but encouraging reflection. It is important to note that this encounter was not just a clash of personalities. It was a collision of life philosophies. The veteran's perspective was shaped by experiences that transcended the petty conflicts of everyday life. He understood the fragility of existence and the value of human dignity, while the bullies were trapped in a cycle of superficial bravado, lacking the depth of understanding that comes with life's challenges. As the veteran continued to engage with the bullies, he noticed a change in their demeanor. The bravado that had initially fueled their aggression began to falter. Some of them looked away, avoiding his gaze, as if his words had penetrated the armor of bravado they had constructed. This was a turning point. The veteran was not merely defending himself. He was attempting to reach out to them, to connect on a level that transcended the immediate confrontation. Meanwhile, the surrounding environment seemed to hold its breath. Bystanders, who had initially been unsure whether to intervene, began to witness a remarkable transformation. They saw a veteran standing firm, not just for himself, but for the values of respect and dignity. The scene was unfolding into a powerful demonstration of resilience, showcasing the profound impact one individual can have in the face of adversity. As the minutes passed, the atmosphere evolved further. The initial aggression from the bullies started to dissipate, replaced by a growing sense of confusion and uncertainty. The veterans' calmness had become a mirror, reflecting their own insecurities back at them. They were no longer the aggressors. They were now questioning their own actions and motives. The power dynamic had shifted, and the veteran had become a figure of authority, not through force, but through the strength of his character and the clarity of his voice. This transformation serves as a critical reminder that in moments of conflict, the most potent weapon we possess is often our ability to remain calm and composed. The veteran's experience underscores the importance of resilience and wisdom in navigating life's challenges. His approach encourages us all to consider how we respond to aggression, whether we choose to escalate or to diffuse the situation through understanding and dialogue. As we reflect on this compelling narrative, it becomes increasingly clear that the parking lot confrontation is emblematic of larger societal issues. It challenges us to think about the nature of strength and the ways we can cultivate resilience in our own lives. In a world often marked by division and hostility, the veterans' actions remind us of the power of compassion and the importance of standing firm in our values. As we continue to explore the unfolding events of that day, Let us delve deeper into the aftermath of this confrontation. How did the participants reflect on this encounter? What lessons were learned? And how did it shape their understanding of courage and empathy? The answers to these questions may not only illuminate the individual journeys of those involved, but also serve as a broader commentary on the human experience. As we delve into the aftermath of this gripping encounter, it is crucial to understand the ripple effects that such a confrontation can have on all those involved. For the war veteran, this moment of unexpected confrontation in the parking lot would serve as a powerful catalyst for reflection and reaffirmation of his values. While he had faced threats in the past, both in battle and in civilian life, the resilience he demonstrated that day would linger in his mind long after the bullies had retreated. He recognized that his reaction could inspire others, perhaps even challenge them to reconsider their own responses to conflict. In the days following the incident, the veteran found himself replaying the events in his mind, analyzing every detail. He recalled the expressions on the faces of the bullies, the initial bravado that had slowly faded into uncertainty. It was a moment he had not anticipated, yet it reinforced his belief in the power of calmness and compassion. Reflecting on his own journey, he understood that the lessons he had learned in service were not just about combat. They were about humanity, connection, and the strength found in vulnerability. This realization fueled a desire within him to share his experience, to encourage others to approach conflict with the same composure he had displayed. Meanwhile, the bullies who had confronted him were left grappling with their own thoughts. Many of them had never encountered someone who responded to aggression with such poise and wisdom. As they returned to their daily lives, the echoes of the veteran's words lingered in their minds. The questions he posed, "What do you gain from this?" took on a new significance. Some of them began to reflect on their actions, considering the motivations behind their behavior. Was their initial sense of power truly fulfilling? Did they feel better about themselves after bullying someone? Among the group, one young man named Jason found himself particularly affected by the confrontation. He was not inherently cruel, but had fallen into the toxic environment created by the others. The veteran's calm demeanor and piercing questions ignited a spark of introspection within him. Over the following days, Jason began to distance himself from the group, wrestling with the realization that he had been complicit in a cycle of intimidation that he no longer wished to be part of. The encounter had served as a wake-up call, a moment of reckoning that pushed him to confront his own moral compass. As Jason navigated this internal struggle, he sought out ways to make amends. He started volunteering at a local youth center, hoping to channel his energy into something positive. He understood that real strength lay not in bullying others, but in lifting them up. His journey of transformation became a testament to the idea that even those who stray can find a path back to empathy and respect. Inspired by the veteran's example, he began advocating against bullying, sharing his story with his peers, and encouraging them to rethink their own actions. The impact of the parking lot confrontation also rippled through the community at large. Bystanders who had witnessed the event began to talk about it, sharing their insights on social media and in local discussions. Many expressed admiration for the veteran's calmness, emphasizing how his actions had challenged their perceptions of strength. The narrative quickly gained traction, becoming a focal point for conversations about conflict resolution, respect, and the importance of standing up against intimidation. In the weeks that followed, community leaders organized a series of workshops centered around conflict resolution and empathy training. They invited the veteran to share his experience, recognizing the value of his story in promoting understanding and resilience in the face of adversity. The workshops drew a diverse crowd, ranging from students to parents, all eager to learn how to navigate conflicts with grace and dignity. The veteran's message resonated deeply. He spoke not just of his experience, but of the broader implications of responding to aggression with empathy. His calm demeanor and thoughtful insights inspired those present, encouraging them to consider how they could embody the same values in their daily lives. As the narrative continued to unfold, the veteran found himself becoming a local symbol of resilience and strength. He received recognition from various community groups, and his story was shared in local news outlets, inspiring others far beyond the confines of the parking lot. People began to reach out to him, sharing their own stories of conflict and resolution, expressing gratitude for his courageous stand. The veteran realized that his actions had sparked a movement, a collective awakening to the power of compassion in the face of adversity. Yet, even as he embraced this newfound role, the veteran remained grounded in humility. He understood that the true essence of courage lies not in seeking accolades, but in the ability to inspire change in others. He continued to engage with the community, participating in dialogues about resilience and the importance of standing up for one another. His interactions with individuals from all walks of life served as a reminder that every person has a story, and each encounter presents an opportunity for growth and understanding. As we reflect on this powerful narrative, it is evident that the parking lot confrontation was not just an isolated incident. It was a turning point that resonated deeply within the community. The veteran's calm reaction transformed a moment of potential violence into an opportunity for education and growth. It challenged individuals to reconsider their responses to conflict and highlighted the importance of empathy in fostering a more compassionate society. The journey of the veteran, the bullies, and the community at large serves as a profound reminder that even in the face of adversity, there lies the potential for transformation. In a world often characterized by division and hostility, the veteran's example stands as a beacon of hope, encouraging us all to embrace our shared humanity. His story invites us to reflect on our own actions, to question how we respond to challenges, and to recognize the strength that lies in calmness and understanding. As we conclude this exploration of resilience and justice, let us carry forward the lessons learned from this remarkable encounter. The call to action is clear. In our own lives, we too can choose to respond to conflict with grace, to stand firm in our values, and to foster a culture of empathy. The world needs more individuals like the veteran, those who embody the spirit of resilience and inspire others to do the same. Let us strive to be the change we wish to see, transforming moments of adversity into opportunities for connection and growth. As we conclude this exploration of resilience and justice, let us carry forward the lessons learned from this remarkable encounter. The call to action is clear. In our own lives, we too can choose to respond to conflict with grace, to stand firm in our values, and to foster a culture of empathy. The world needs more individuals like the veteran, those who embody the spirit of resilience and inspire others to do the same. Let us strive to be the change we wish to see, transforming moments of adversity into opportunities for connection and growth. In reflecting on the impact of this parking lot encounter, it becomes evident that the lessons learned extend far beyond the individuals directly involved. The veteran's calm demeanor served as a catalyst for change, igniting a dialogue about the importance of dignity, respect, and the power of choice in our everyday interactions. It urges us to consider how we can each play a role in fostering a safer, more compassionate environment, whether in our families, workplaces, or communities. The ramifications of this incident also highlight the importance of mentorship and community support. As we think about the youth who may find themselves caught in cycles of bullying and aggression, we recognize the vital need for positive role models, individuals who can guide them toward healthier expressions of strength. The veteran story has inspired many to step up and take on mentorship roles, reaching out to those in need and sharing their wisdom and experiences. By doing so, they create a ripple effect, fostering resilience and empathy in future generations. Moreover, the community's response to the incident underscores the power of collective action. When individuals come together to address issues of bullying and aggression, they create a formidable force for change. Initiatives like those established after this event serve to educate and empower, equipping people with the tools they need to navigate conflict while upholding the values of respect and dignity. As discussions around these topics continue, they will undoubtedly lead to a more informed and compassionate society. It's essential to remember that the path to change is not always linear. There will be challenges and setbacks along the way. However, the story of the veteran reminds us that resilience is built through perseverance. Each small step taken toward understanding and empathy contributes to a larger movement. It's about building a culture where kindness is prioritized, where individuals feel empowered to stand up against injustice, and where conflicts can be resolved through dialogue rather than aggression. As we move forward, let us also reflect on our own actions and interactions. How do we respond when faced with conflict? Are we quick to anger? Or do we take a moment to breathe and assess the situation? The veteran's example teaches us the importance of pausing, of gathering our thoughts before reacting. In our fast-paced world, this simple act can lead to profound changes, not just in our own lives, but in the lives of those around us. Furthermore, as we share this narrative, we invite you, our audience, to engage with it actively. Reflect on your own experiences with conflict. How have you handled similar situations? What lessons have you learned that could benefit others? By sharing your stories, you contribute to a collective understanding of resilience and the many forms it can take. If you find inspiration in stories like this one, we encourage you to comment below and let us know where you are tuning in from. Your engagement not only enriches our community, but also helps spread the message of empathy and resilience far and wide. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please take a moment to do so. Your support is instrumental in helping us amplify these important narratives, ensuring that they reach those who need to hear them the most. In closing, the story of the veteran who turned the tables on aggression in that parking lot serves as a powerful reminder of the strength found in calmness and understanding. It challenges each of us to reflect on our own responses to conflict and to consider how we can embody the values of empathy and resilience in our daily lives. As we navigate an increasingly complex world, let us remember the lessons learned from this encounter and strive to create a future where kindness prevails over hostility and where each individual has the opportunity to stand tall in their own truth. Together, we can make a difference, one moment of calmness at a time.